Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Plan Sarah Plan, and welcome to my review of the Bella Grace planners. Okay, I have two new planners here to show you. Bella Grace is a very small planner company run by one woman, and she has sent me two planners for us to take a look at. This one is the 2025 All-in-One Vertical, which is a 6-month planner. This is the 2025 Black and White Weekly Vertical. So I chose these covers. This one's called Pansies. This one's called Butterflies. And I think what we're going to do is go through the all-in-one first, and then we'll take a look at the vertical. This is 12 months. So we're going to start with the 6-month one. The first thing I want you to notice is that the coil is black. It's a plastic coil, but it's a sturdy plastic coil. This is an A5 size planner. All right, so it's nice and chunky. There are no tabs. It's easy to flip through. And the cover is a coated cardstock. It's not super thick, but I will show you an idea for your cover after we go through the planner. The title page says All-in-One Planner 2025, and there's an echo of the butterflies design on the title page. And then there are lines here for contact information. And then how to use your QR codes, because we are going to see some QR codes throughout the planner on the left, and then a 2025 yearly calendar on the right. These are Sunday Start mini calendars, and you need to know that because it does not say Sunday Start, but I verified that these are Sunday Starts. Then important dates to remember. I'm going to hold this up for you. This is a 2-page spread. So you have January through June on this side, and July through December on this side. And there are 4 check boxes under each month. And then in addition to the months, you have need to do this year, would like to do this year, important dates next year, and need to plan for next year. And then birthdays, celebrations, and events. Medical appointments log. This is unique. I have not seen this in other planners. You have room for, it looks like 8 or 10 appointments. So you have the date, the time, the doctor's name, the specialty, the address, and the reason for the visit. Now, if you don't want to put the address, like you just know where the doctor is and you don't need to list the address, you could write some details from that visit, like some notes or questions that you ask the doctor. Then a list of your medication and supplements, along with the dosage, the directions, and any notes. Pharmacy phone numbers down here. That's very handy. And then this page is called Project Planner. So the category of the project is listed here, then the project name and the objectives. So you can elaborate on the objectives in this little box. You can list resources here, a start date, a due date, milestones, and there's room for 4 milestones, a timeline, a notes box, an action plan, so you have room for about 10 steps with a deadline for each one and a date that each one is completed, and an extra box down at the bottom. So there's one of those. This is a 2-page contact spread with room for 16 contacts. A password keeper, website, account number, username, password, and security questions. Inspirational quotes with 2 to get you started. It always seems impossible until it's done. Dream big, work hard, make it happen. So the owner of the company told me that she one time bought a planner that had this beautiful lettering in it, and she thought that the planner was going to come like that. And it turned out that that was an example of someone who had used a planner and had great hand lettering. And so what she wanted to do was create a planner that enabled you to have the beautiful hand lettering in it. And you're going to see that as we divide between the months. But I was reminded of that when I saw these because they have examples of pretty lettering. Resolutions sheet. Date, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like the date that you made these resolutions. Work resolutions, personal dreams, exercise, weight, and daily step goals, something new to try, and you could even list the month and what you want to try that month. Books to read, daily walks, meditation hours, family time, places to visit this year, money tracker. So you would just put a little snapshot here, planned savings, and yearly purchases. just an overview or outline. And then a goal setting sheet, start date and end date. My goal is, my why, to remember, action steps, things to use, draw or sketch here, grateful for, and an area for a quote. My bucket list. So you put the date up here, I suppose that you make the list or start the list, and then you have check boxes as well as what it is that you want to put on your bucket list. My vision board. So this is not like a collage type vision board. This is one where you list different areas of life and what you foresee or you would like to see happen in those areas. The Wheel of Life, and here is a QR code. So if you scan this, you will access Wheel of Life tips. The Wheel of Life is a great tool that helps you better understand what you can do to make your life more balanced. Think about a life in 8 categories and rate them from 1 to 10. Personal growth, finance, career, spirituality, recreation, relationships, friends, and health. And you fill this in on a scale of 1 to 10. That is very similar to the Moxie Life assessment wheel. Letter to myself. So you could just write an encouraging letter to yourself here. And then savings planner. It's a lot of fun little things in this. Saving for, the due date, and then dates and deposits. And then you would keep track of your total up here. Like as you maybe deposit $100, you would shade in that line depending on what you are measuring each line by. So each line could be $10, each line could be $100, each line could be $1,000, $50, whatever you decide. Now here is what I was talking about. She thought that the planner that she bought early on had beautiful lettering in it already, but it didn't. So she wanted to include that on her monthly dividers. So this is basically a sheet that you can leave black and white, or you can use it as like a stress relieving coloring time. It says, you become what you believe. And here's your January calendar, has a Sunday start. There are no lined boxes, they are blank boxes. There's a to-do list of reminders here, appointments and me time down here, and a quote from Henry Ford, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And then we go on to the monthly budget page, and you have all 12 months listed up here, so you would just shade in January. You have income 1, income 2, other income, and total income, fixed expenses, budgeted and actual, variable expenses, budgeted and actual, debt/savings, budgeted and actual, and then total income, fixed expenses, variable expenses, debt/savings, total leftover, debt payoff plan. Down here, there's a box to write in. And every month you're going to get a habit tracker with a particular goal or habit that you list for the month. And I think you have probably 30 leaves here that you can shade in. I actually counted 51 leaves, but I could be wrong. It's more than enough for a month. So if you do a habit more than 1 time a day, you would have enough leaves to shade in. You basically just color in a leaf whenever you succeed at doing your habit. And then you get a weekly meal planner for every week of the month. This is in the all-in-one planner. So it lists Monday through Sunday, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, and your shopping list. So there's one for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. I think that's very handy. This is truly all-in-one, I think. And then a self-care journal. 3 things to do to take care of myself this month. An affirmation, a quote, a reminder, and notes. And then you can scan this QR code to listen to beta waves for concentration. And then here is the weekly vertical spread, but it doesn't stop with that. The weekly vertical spread has approximately 1-inch columns. It starts at 6 a.m. and it ends at 8 p.m. You have a space for projects or goals, gratitude and kindness, a fitness tracker. So there's not a lot of room on this chart. So basically what I would do is use this as a Monday through Sunday tracker and then put one form of exercise like walk, weights, swim, whatever, walk the dog. And then you could check it off each day that you do that. And then a notes section, which is like a little blank sidebar. Each hour is divided into half hours, and I'll lift it up so you can see that it's grayscale alternating with white. So it's easy to see where your half hours are. And you get the times repeated on this side, so that's handy. You don't have to follow it all the way across. Then look, you also get a daily planner. So this starts with December 30th, which is a Monday. Each day you get priority, so 2 priorities, and then make more if you want, or use this for a to-do list if you want, and then a daily schedule here from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. You log your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. You keep track of your hydration, your medication, walking, resting, reading. Those little icons are pretty neat. I think this resting one is me time. Friends or family to call, deadlines, errands, plan ahead, me time, and goal strategies. You get that every single day. And this one is the color version, so you don't get lots of color, but the dividers have a bit of color, and I think they complement this pretty well. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then we get a notes page that's lined. This paper is nice. It feels like it is 70 pound, and it's very smooth and white. And then the next weekly spread looks the same. And let me show you what happens when we change months. So if we get to the end of January, there's a notes page and then a monthly review that includes this month's top accomplishments, highlights, setbacks, things to learn, things to change, start doing, stop doing, continue doing, and next month's priorities, and then a whole new coloring page. This one says think positive, and then you're on to your February calendar. Now let me show you how your habit tracker is different each month. So we had the leaves to color in for the January habit tracker. For February, you have a whole different format, and you have room for 1, 2, 3, 4 habits. And you have a QR code that you can scan, and it's going to take you to an article you can read about the importance of me time. There's also a space for a reward if you complete a certain number of days on these habits. And then again, you get a meal planner and a place for your grocery list for every week, a notes page, and then your self-care journal, which is the same one-page spread each month. But the QR code says to read about the benefits of using a vision board, scan this. And then another weekly spread followed by daily spreads. Let's look ahead to March. And you can tell when the month changes, not with tabs, but with this little shaded spot here. So when you turn the planner, you can see those easily. Okay, a notes page, the monthly review, and then a new quote, today will be a great day. And you can use that as a coloring page. And then your habit tracker this month is a wheel. That's really cool. And I think you could track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different habits on this one. All of the weekly grocery lists and meal plans, these parts are the same. And then on your monthly spread, I haven't been reading all the quotes, but you get a different quote each month. So let's look at April. A goal without a plan is just a wish. And then you have a whole new quote here. Your holidays are listed, and here's a habit tracker that looks like one that we had on February. Scan 2, I think, increase hydration with infused waters. You're probably going to read about how to do some infused waters, like with fruits or vegetables. And then let's skip ahead to do amazing things. And look at this habit tracker. I like how it changes up because that makes it a little bit more, I don't know, interesting. Positive vibes only. Scan for a travel budget planner. Lots of extras with the QR codes. Habit number 1, 2, 3, and strategies. And you have a place to put your why. And then that is the last one. So we've gone through June. Now let me tell you something. You couldn't do more than 6 months with this planner because it has so much. It's like so all-inclusive. You can see all 6 of the little shaded spots for how you can just flip to your month, but you could add tabs if you want to. Now, I would say that some of you are going to be very excited that this has a black coil because black coils are not very often offered. But I want to tell you that Erin Condren covers fit. So if you want a thicker cover than this, which is, it's really just cardstock, it's coated and it's nice, but it's not super heavy duty, you can actually use an Erin Condren cover on this. It fits. So now you've got a sturdier cover. So if that's important to you, if you need something that's durable, you might want to invest in an interchangeable cover, A5 size from Erin Condren. Maybe you know of another company that makes interchangeable covers, but they do fit Bella Grace planners. All right, now we're going to take a look at the vertical planner. That's a whole year. It's not the all-in-one, but it has some nice features as well. Okay, so you're going to have your choice of putting color or black and white on the inside. This is going to be a black and white version. It also has a black coil. It also has no tabs, but it's shaded for each month, so you can find your month pretty easily. The cover is the same. It's like a coated cardstock. Weekly Planner 2025, name and contact, and then the pansies are echoed here, but they're in black and white. They would be in color if you chose the color version. This is the same as in the all-in-one planner. Important dates to remember, this is the same as well. It's a 2-page spread, so the first half of the year is on the left and the second half is on the right. Medical appointments log, you have room for 10 different doctor's visits. Medication and supplements log. The 1-page project planner. The 2-page spread for contacts. Password keeper and inspirational quotes, a resolutions sheet, a goal setting sheet, a bucket list. So far we're getting the same features as the all-in-one. My vision board, the wheel of life with a QR code to scan for access to tips for how to do your wheel of life, writing a letter to yourself, savings planner. You become what you believe. So just like in the all-in-one planner, you get a coloring sheet at the beginning of each month. Here's what January looks like when it's in black and white. It's very neutral, and you could definitely dress it up if you want to. Your monthly budget, habit tracker. This is the same as in the all-in-one, and you still get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of meal planning and grocery lists. Self-care journal sheet, and then you get the vertical layout. What you don't get is the daily pages that come afterwards. So this vertical layout is exactly the same. These columns are about 1 inch wide. It goes from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Although you don't see the 8, it's just that we have 7:30, so we finish up at 8. And then you go right to the next week in a vertical layout. Now, I know a lot of people like A5 size and a vertical layout. This may be something that you like, especially if you are not into a lot of stickering. You could sticker, but I think because this is so small, you would need to get specialized kits, like maybe Hobonichi sticker kits might fit in some way, or they might be close. And then you get the same monthly review that you get in the all-in-one. And then here's your coloring sheet for February. And then a different habit tracker, weekly meal plans, self-care, and then we are on the vertical hourly. It's really hourly layout, but it is vertical format. At the end of the month, a monthly review, and then your next coloring sheet. You don't really have to color this, but you might enjoy doing it to just bring a little bit of fun and decoration to your planner. Then your new habit tracker. So if there were features that you really enjoyed in the all-in-one, but you don't need the daily spreads, this is the one for you because you still get those features. The only thing it looks like that you don't get is daily pages. So let's do a little flip through. The same slick white paper, not super slick as in glossy, it's not like that. And I did do a pen test, which I will show you. So this is for a whole year. And the Erin Condren A5 covers do fit this. It's the right number of holes and rings. So it will fit if you want a sturdier cover, because as it is, you just need to be aware. It's kind of the feeling of a magazine, a thick magazine in your, like a high quality magazine. But the cover is not firm or rigid. So if you want it to be, you need to add probably a different cover. And let's just verify that the cover also fits this one, because the coil width is smaller, but it has the same number of rings. So both the all-in-one and the vertical will fit an interchangeable cover. Okay, so these are Bella Grace planners, and if you want to shop, I'm not an affiliate, but you can go directly to the website to order. Another thing I really appreciate about these planners is that they are made in the USA. So they are printed in the United States, and unless you live overseas, they may use a different printing company just so that you get your planner in a timely fashion. But if you live in the United States, your planner is printed in the United States, which I really love. I'll put information about pricing up on the screen because I don't know it right offhand, but here's a closer view at what these covers look like and the profile of the planners. I think they're very handsome, they're nice looking. My one suggestion would be to get yourself an interchangeable cover, either from Erin Condren or somewhere else, so that you have a more durable situation that will last you for the entire year. But other than that, I think that these have pretty much everything you could want. Here's the pen test that I did, and immediately after writing, I did a smear test because this paper is not very textured, and I was worried that it might smear. So I had very good success with all of these pens except for the Pilot G2, which is very funny to me. And if I tested the Pilot G2 again, I could let you see what it was like after it sat for a few seconds. But I wrote and then immediately did the smear test. None of these other pens smeared. So a Rytec 0.5 gel, which you can get on Amazon. This is the first pen that I used. An Erin Condren black gel pen, which I don't have here right now. A Papermate Flare, which is a very popular pen, that did just fine. And then a Pilot Precise did just fine. Sharpie Permanent did not even bleed through all that much. It bled through some, but not all that much. A glitter gel pen. This was an Erin Condren one. This did really well, and I was surprised it didn't smear. The Zebra Metallic Clean Color Dot Marker. This one, I just grabbed things that I had on my desk. And the Pilot G2 did smear. The Papermate Ink Joy Gel did not smear, except maybe at the bottom of that 7. But again, I did not let these dry at all. I just wrote and did the smear test immediately. So if you love Pilot G2, you could use it, but you need to let it dry first before you try to put your hand on it. So that is all of the review. I want to thank Bella Grace Planners for sending these 2 pretty planners to me to try. I'm just really impressed with all of the different features that are in here. And I think this planner was the result of really the owner not seeing exactly what she needed in a planner. So she just decided to create her own. And maybe these are features that you would like to see in a planner as well. I love the black coil, and I think the medication log is very helpful. I think the doctor visit log is very helpful, and the weekly grocery shopping and meal planning, I think all of that make these really kind of unique planners. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again next time.